Hello everyone, I am Sonu from BCA PPU Batch 2, standing over here in front of you all to deliver a presentation on the topic what is centralized system, assigned to me by our computer fundamentals teacher Raju Upadhyay sir. So through this presentation I will explain you what is centralized system in a bit detail. So let's begin. The topic is what is centralized system. The term centralized system is known by other two names, client-server architecture or master-slave architecture. The word centralized itself means the entire power is there in the hand of an individual system. The entire power is concentrated in the hand of a single system. It means the power to take all the decisions is there in the single system known as the server. In a centralized system, there is a server and many clients. Let's understand the concept of a client-server architecture with the help of a diagram, because we get something easily and quickly when we try to understand something with the help of a diagram. That's how a centralized system looks like. Here the system which is at the center of the diagram is nothing but the server, and the other four systems are the clients. These systems are known by three other names: workstations, nodes, or slaves. They are also known as slaves because they all work under this server. This server is the head, it takes all the decisions. No decision is taken by the server, that's why they are called slaves. This system works in the same way as work takes place in a company. As we all know, in a company there is an employee, there is a boss who is the head, and all the employees work under the boss. Boss takes all the decisions and employees are supposed to abide by the rules or regulations set by the company owner. In the same way, this system also works. Here, the main task of this server is to fulfill the request of this client. Server is nothing but it is also a computer, but it is a very powerful computer. It means it has highly configured CPU, having low computational time, high processing time, large storage capacity, etc. Let's say client 1 has to access something from the server. So for that it will send a request to the server. Server will receive the request generated by client 1, and then it will perform some logic, and it will find the resources required by client 1, then it will respond to the server. In this way a centralized system works. The biggest advantage of centralized system is that in centralized system, if any one of these four clients goes out of order, the entire system will not shut down. The other systems connected to the server will keep on working. Let's say client 1 goes wrong, the other three systems are still connected to the server. They will keep on working. There will be no impact on the server due to the failure of one of the nodes. But the major disadvantage of centralized system is that if this server goes wrong, then the entire system will stop. Here the server went wrong. Now these clients are no longer connected to the server. They can't send any request, neither their request can be fulfilled by the server, because there is no server to fulfill the requests generated by the client. Here are the advantage and the disadvantage of centralized system, which I mentioned in the previous slide. Now let's understand the concept of centralized system or a client server architecture through a real life example. We all browse something or the other over the internet. This is nothing but a practical exposure of client server architecture. For example, when we search any website, when we search the URL of any website over the internet, what we do, we actually experience client server architecture practically. Because for example, if we search the URL of any website, so we are acting as the clients, not we, but our device using which we are searching the URL of any website. Then our URL will be sent to the server. Server will receive the URL, then it will perform some logic and find the resources required by the user, like HTML, CSS and JavaScript codes related to that website. Then those codes will be sent to the user, and those codes will be executed in the user's browser. This is the real life example of a client server architecture. This was all about a centralized system or a client server architecture. I hope you all got it well. Thank you everyone.